Hello everybody, it's Travis here with Digital Mobsters. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about hexeblaumon and utilizing him with a hybrid format. Now we're specifically talking about Tommies. This isn't going to be a very typical format. You're probably used to seeing the ice snow, things like that. We are using ice snow cards, but we are taking hexeblau to a different format, okay? We are making this look a lot different than normal hexeblau. So first off, we're going to start with the eggs. You're playing 4 copies of this Koromon. This is the BT14 Koromon. When a card is removed from security, you draw a card. This is a red-based deck, okay? We are going to be using a red base for this and going into a blue top end, which is really, really fun. So it's different, and it's also fun to play. The last egg, you're going to be playing BT17 Gigimon. When attacking, you can pay 1, delete a 3k or less. This is nice, just to remove floodgates that might be stalling you out. So the first card you are going to be playing in this deck is Flamemon from BT12, okay? On play, you can trash 1 card with a hybrid trait in your hand to draw 2. This is just really nice to get more cards in your hand. Inheritable, you just get plus 2k with hybrid or 10 warriors. Not super important, but it's just for searching prowess and building in your trash. The next card, you're going to be playing BT17 Flamemon. You reveal top 3 cards of your deck. You can take a hybrid or a 10 warrior trait in 1 tamer card. Now, a big thing about this is it's on deletion is you play a tamer card from your hand. When the inherited effects, so any of the hybrids, you can't really play anything else. Any other tamer has security effects, so you have to play hybrids. But these are just really nice for searching. Also, if you ever have to digivolve off a level 3, this inheritable is really, really nice to get out your tamers for free. Next card, these are just going to be super cookie cutter. 3 Ukomons from BT16. If you don't know what this does, when you promote from the breeding area, you reveal top 3 cards of your deck. You can take 1 Digimon or Tamer card among them, and then you can hatch. Rest go to the bottom of the deck. So pretty cookie cutter. This is just to help find your pieces because there's not dedicated searching other than those cards that I just showed you. Next, you're playing Floodgates. Gatsumon, this is just players can't play Digimon by effect, so this really stalls out certain decks like Lord Nightmon, any of the Dark Animal engines. Mirage it can help against, so you get 2 of these out. These are really beneficial. Next card is you're going to be playing the Shamanmon. Your opponent can't gain memory other than by tamer effects. This is BT18, and the Gatsumon, this is BT14. But this is BT18. This just came out. Red now has more options for floodgates that are really nice. And then the last one, Solarmon, this is just kind of to help against your 7 Great Demon Lords, Royal Knights, things like that. You don't use it super often, so you just play one of this. Now getting into the other things. This is really what gets into the deck. This is Kumamon, the new Kumamon from BT18. If you have not seen this card, I really enjoy this. This is my favorite hybrid deck that they've released, but I've always been a fan of the Ice Snow trait stuff. So when Digivolving, you trash the bottom 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. You can evolve for 2 on Tommy and 0 on Korikakumon. Okay, so this is a source stripping deck. Then when attacking, one of your Digimon or Tamers may Digivolve into a blue or red Digimon card with a hybrid trait from your hand with the Digievolution cost reduced by 1. So that's really nice, and I'll show you that combo later. It has an all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects. You can play a Tamer card with an inherited effect from this Digimon's Digievolution cards, so this will play out your Tommies and things like that. So I'm putting him off to the side. Now his counterpart to the deck, each Tamer has two versions it can go into. Korikakumon from BT18. It is jamming, just naturally on the card, and on play when Digivolving till the end of your opponent's turn, one of their Digimon with no Digievolution cards can't suspend. So this is really, really nice to make it so that your guys, or you take their sources, they can't suspend, you gain jamming, which is really nice. Inheritable jamming as well. So the big thing is you go over your Tommy with Kumamon, you swing, you Digivolve into Korikakumon, hopefully stun something that doesn't have any sources, and then you swing into security with jamming, which is really beneficial. You can also do this with level 5s, which I'll show you in a little bit, but these are going to be your primary level 4s, okay? These guys. Next, you are going to play 2 Burning Greymons. These are from BT17. These are really nice. Ben, who you've seen on the channel, actually recommended this, so I started testing with it, and I really liked it. This can Digivolve from your hand onto any of your red tamers as a level 3 Digimon, which is nice. So any red tamer, they can go onto, which you'll see in a little bit. There's a red and blue Tommy. So this can go over Tommy and Takuya. My big thing with this deck is I didn't have a memory setter, so Takuya worked really, really well for that. It's got Raid. When attacking, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with the hybrid trait in your hand with the Digievolution cost reduced by 1, and you get plus 2 KDP. This is also very nice because then you can go into your level 5, which I will show you right now. And your level 5 is the man himself, Daipengmon. Daipengmon is beautiful. He's a penguin with popsicle swords. Daipengmon can go over this, which means you can swing, raid, and then you can hit him with this guy. And this guy is Iceclad. So if you don't know what Iceclad does, Iceclad is other than by security battles. So any Digimon, doesn't matter. As long as it's not in security, you don't go by DP, you go by Digievolution cards. So it's really nice. You strip sources. You can swing into this, or you can swing over it. Normally, you'll have 3 sources with this, or 2 or 3 sources. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digievolution card. So this is a very, very good removal card. And it also has a hand effect where by placing a Kumamon and a Korikakumon from trash underneath one of your tamers, any blue or red tamer, I might add, you Digivolve reduced by 1. So, or Digivolve for a cost of 3, I'm sorry. So you can Digivolve into any tamer that's blue or red with these guys underneath it, and you just basically skip. You skip going to 3, 4, 5. You can just go into the 5 for a cost of 3, which is really, really beneficial, okay? If you swing with these guys, you're like, all right, I'll swing, go into this. If it dies in a security from an option card, they block whatever they want to do. Anything along those lines, you can leave these even out on your opponent's turn. If they die, you can just bring everything back with Daipengmon. So that's really, really nice, and one of the big reasons why I love this level 5. He's super, super powerful. So I'll put these guys off to the side. The other level 5s, I play 1 copy of Hankunmon. This has blocker, and on play when Digivolving to the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon can't be deleted in battle. And then its inheritable is this Digimon can't have its attack target changed. So Mother Shoto and Magnamon X is the reason why I run this card. Now you can interchain this with the next card and play 1 or 2 copies of it. I stuck with 1. I kind of wish I went to 2. I played in the regionals recently and placed 14th with this deck. It was in one of the store championships, and my first loss was against Magna X because I just could not find this card. So there's an argument to be made playing another copy of it. The last card I'm playing is Beowulfmon from BT7. When one of your Digimon with a Tamer card in its Digievolution cards digivolves into this card from your hand, you reduce it by 2, which means if you were to swing with Kumamon, you would get a free Digievolution cost. Now, this guy's at 7k, okay? Not super ideal to go in without jamming, but if you have a Korikakumon underneath, you're good, you know? When attacking, you never really use this, but you can return 1 hybrid card in its traits from your Digievolution cards to the hand to bounce a level 4 on your opponent's field. So that's pretty cool. But this is basically just to get to your level 6s really fast, because a lot of the times you can have trouble getting into your level 6s because you normally, or you used to not be able to play like a lot of option cards that reduce Digievolution cost, things like that, because this is a 2-color deck. But I'll get to that later on because now we have new cards for it. Your level 6s, and this is where your boss monster comes in, hexeblaumon. This is the main boss of this deck. If you don't know what hexeblau does, it is security attack +1. You can see the rainbow shine. Security attack +1 in Iceclad, which we already established. In a battle, you compare Digievolution cards rather than DP. When Digivolving, you trash any 4 Digievolution cards under one of your, or under any of your opponent's Digimon. So you get 4 sources you can remove from the field. Then if they have no Digimon with Digievolution cards, you can bottom deck one of their tamers, which is really, really beneficial. Then opponent's turn, none of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer sources can suspend, which means on your opponent's turn, if you've got 5 sources underneath this bad boy, they need to have 6 sources to be able to suspend. So this just stalls out games, and then you can swing with massive checks, which is really nice for this deck. Other than Hexablau, Ancient Garurumon. This is really nice to just stick with the hybrid stuff. If you don't know what this does, this came out in BT17. On play when Digivolving, you return one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to the hand, and then your turn, when an effect adds a card to your or your opponent's hand, they add the top card of their security to the hand, which is really, really nice. And I'll show you a couple of cards that this combos with that I really like. And on deletion, you may return 1 Tamer card and 1 hybrid trait from the trash to the hand, and then play a Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. So really, really nice. There's an argument to be made. I'll show you a level 7 that we play, but you can play 2 of these. I did play 2 of these for 1 point, and I last minute swapped for my regionals into the level 7 that I'm playing. Lastly, I play hexeblaumon Ace. This came out in BT 16. On play when Digivolving, D-Digivolve 2, one of your opponent's Digimon. Then none of their Digimon with 1 or fewer Digi-Evolution card can suspend until the end of their turn. So that's really, really nice to blast into or even just play. Then when attacking, which is not once per turn, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer Digi-Evolution card. This guy's awesome. I played 2 of him as well. I went down to 1 just because I didn't use him a whole ton. Going to the level 7, Death hexemon, you reduce the play cost by 3 for each opponent's Digimon or Tamer, and Tamer. Then on play when Digivolving, D-Digivolve 1, all of your opponent's Digimon, then delete all of their level 4 lowers. End of opponent's turn, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So Death Hex is just really nice to have. I actually did use this a couple of times in playtesting. I never really did, but I did use this in regionals, so that was pretty cool. Now we are getting to your Tamers. The first Tamer we are going to play, 3 copies of Tommy Himi. You do not remember him if you're not a person who played when he came out in BT7. You don't have any hate for him in your heart. Now you might. On play, you trash the bottom 3 Digi-Evolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon, and then inheritables when attacking to the end of your opponent's turn. One of your opponent's Digimon with no Digi-Evolution cards can attack or block. So this is super, super nice, especially if you're going into things like Magnamon that's got a lot of blockers, as long as they don't have Magna X on field or something that just plays a ton of blockers. So this is just a really good for stall and stripping sources. I also really like it when your guys die, you can play him out from sources and you just strip all their sources. This is really nice for Takumi Kazuchi counter. If you go into that or any dark animal, this is really good for. Even Magna X if they don't have immunity. You hit something like Ancient Guardian Deity and Security, you play this bad boy out, they don't get their protection. Next, we play the new Tommy. So I play 3 copies of Tommy Himi. This is the new one from BT18. Start of main phase, by trashing 1 card with a hybrid or 10 warriors trait in your hand, you gain a memory, and then when attacking, trash the bottom Digi-Evolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon Digi-Evolution cards, you draw 1. This guy combos really, really well, like we talked about earlier, Ancient Garurumon. Because if you have a stack on him and this guy's underneath, when you swing, you get a draw, you bounce their security. So I really like this. In the regionals I played, I went into that card against a yellow vaccine, and the guy literally just scooped. And he was like, nope, I know how this works when he comes out. And then I got I got a new round. So it was pretty cool. Now we are going to talk about the last one. Memory Setter, Takuya Kanbara. There we go. I don't know why my brain lagged there. BT12 card, he's a memory setter. I prefer this over the Takuya and Koji because a lot of the times I don't want to pay 5 to get a Tamer out. And its inheritable is nice. Like I talked about earlier, sometimes it's hard to get into those level 6s, so the memory is good. This Digimon gets plus 2k DP, while this Digimon is 10k DP or more. It gains your turn once per turn. When this Digimon checks an opponent's security, you gain 2 memory. So that's really nice to just gain some memory and fluctuate the memory gauge back and forth, hopefully gaining more if you're hitting it with Daipangmon, who will have 10k DP with that, and then he'll have 12k with the Tamer, or the Burning Greymon, just to be able to build up and get, those checks and be able to go into new things. So, 1 copy of Ancient Guardian Deity. While you have a Tamer or a Digimon with a hybrid trait, you can ignore this Digimon's color requirements or this card's color requirements. You return 1 Digimon card with a hybrid or 10 warriors trait from your trash to hand. Then you may play 1 Digimon card with the 10 warriors trait or 1 Tamer card with an inherited effect from your hand reduced by 4. So this is nice to just get out Tamers, pull a hybrid back from trash if you need it. You use your Daipangmons a lot, so this will pull them back. Security, you can play a Tamer card with the inherit effect from your hand or trash without paying the cost and add this card to hand. Basically, like I said, Magna X checks this. You activate Security, newest trigger, you play out Tommy, newest trigger, trash bottom 3. They won't be able to get their immunity if you get rid of their armor for them. Next, and one of the reasons why I liked the red base, Crimson Blaze. This card has been out since BT8. Basically, your opponent can't play Digimon by effect until the end of the turn, then delete all of your opponent's Digimon with 6k or less. This is just really good for any deck that plays Digimon out by an effect, something like Diaboromon, which I went up against. I played this card twice right off the bat because I was bricking, and I ended up winning because of it against my friend John. It was a very close match, and if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have won. Now, 1 copy of Gravity Crush, BT1 card, if you're not familiar. It is gain 2 memory at the end of turn, lose 2 memory. You need some memory to help win games. That's all I'm saying. Getting to level 6, you need some memory. Lastly, and this is a new card. This is a brand new card that we got in the LM set, Wisteria Memory Boost. So if you are not used to the LM set that just came out, it is red also meets this card's color requirement. So if you have red, you can play it. Reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 blue or 1 red Digimon card to the hand, return the rest of the bottom of the deck, place this card in the battle area. So delay, you gain 2 memory. I used to run mental training just to reduce the cost of my level 6s. I only played it to search out my blue cards. That's the reason why I ran it. Now I can play this, gain memory, and I can pull a red or a blue. So if I'm bricked, I can search a lot. This is very, very helpful with this deck, and it makes it a lot better because now we have a consistent search and a consistent memory gain. So there's an argument to be made to play even more of these over Gravity Crush, but sometimes you just need a Gravity Crush, you know what I mean? Other than that, that is the full deck profile. You could play some other things. I don't know if I have them all in my deck box. Let me check. Yeah, these are just the trainings. You can play some other level 5s. Like I said, you can play Chris Paildramon from EX7. You can play, I don't remember his name. He's part of Jumbo Gamemon from BT12, I think it is. You could play that level 5. But it's a super fun deck. I really recommend you try it, and thanks for watching.